Welcome to another episode of Greenfield Reforged. Today we are working on the high speed station, and I will be with you in just a moment. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Alright, let's get to this. Alright, as I said, today we are working on the high stage. Or, yeah, the... What was this? Oh, the Trans-International Station for the high-speed trains for the MTR. Now this one here, it just goes to Mystic Station and back. We're still building its route. So you'll see it periodically go back and forth. Alright, now we're working on elevators. Getting them figured out. Okay, we had it going up and up to down. I was doing this off camera there for a little bit, and the way they're supposed to work, well, realistically, is when say you're up here on the upper floor, if you hit the button just needing to go down, the elevator's supposed to come up, get you, and you go back down. Well, for some reason, when we click this button, the elevator just stays where it's at. Now, if we click it, say we get in the elevator. Oh, did I geek it out? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Lag, maybe? Okay, say this went from point A to point B. We can take it back down. So I've got to figure out if I got it linked wrong or what's going on here. So let's get that figured out. Alright, I need this one. Where is my link connector? Yes. I need the elevator refresher. Just in case I break them. I get a bad habit of that. And buttons just in case. Okay. Now, let's see. I've got it. Alright. That one goes to that display. So, question is why is it not going up? Let's, okay, so there. Can we do let's need a down option. Oh, we gotta refresh it. Okay, let's see if that works. No. Okay, so let's run you. Though I'm pretty sure I already have it linked this way. Still nothing. Well, we'll come back to that. Alright, let's figure out what kind of floor we got here. Okay, we was doing the smooth stone, but I think I want to change this out for a more decorative design. So, let's get to it. Alright, this is going to have to be switched out here. Coming into the station to a nice ballast. So, alright, now we got to be careful because we may not see them, but there's actually, we can't break our rail nodes. We break our rail nodes, we break the section of track. So let's try not to break them. Though I have figured out a trick. Okay, we hit F. There. So we can break blocks in that, but still see our nodes. This we are not breaking our nodes. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out something for this, so this way we're not. And that needs to be fixed. Realistically, you wouldn't have that. You would have a nice, gentle incline up. How long is this section of track? I wonder who laid it. Because whoever laid it really, typically, at least realistically, you would have a nice, gentle slope. Because that slope should have started, say, roughly about here. Gently sloped up to match that elevation. Same thing with this one. This slope technically should have started roughly, say, right here. This way you get a nice slope up. So let's go down and fix this line. Oh, camera's spazzing out. Okay. Ooh, what's he got going on here? Some kind of shenanigans. Okay, I wonder who placed this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and break these blocks real quick. Oh, I wonder if they're trying to get their curvatures right. That one looks good, how it curves into. Now this one, it should have curved a little bit more in. I think I see what's going on. They got it connected to this node when it should have actually been connected to this node. So what is this, a 300? Looks like. Let's see if we can fix that real quick. Okay, so just in case if we break nodes here, we can fix it. I wonder how they're going to do this. Or if they're planning to stop the line back here and use this as a depot maybe. We'll see. Our task is the station. Sorry. Alright, let's continue our ballast up. Then okay. Well, that's fine, I guess, but we're gonna have to find an alternative block here. See, that slope ain't bad. Could have started, say, back here, but it's not bad, not like them up there. Alright, try not to break our node. The only bad thing is you can't really see center here. Hold on here, let's... At least until we get our main lines done here. Unfortunately, World Edit does not work on my server for some reason. Every time we load it in, try to get it to work, it crashes the server out. We haven't quite figured out exactly what's causing the issue with World Edit. Though we do have this nifty little tool called Build Buddy, but I haven't quite mastered it yet. So, let's continue as is for now. Maybe we'll play with that later on in another episode. Now, another thing I've got to keep in mind with this station up here is our highway. Where it currently lines up, I took notice earlier, is where we have the transfer station for the other model trains, like the crate train and the trains that MTS mod offers. So we may have to move these for the highway. Because these were going to be our final stops for our players playing out in the wilds and that stuff away from the main city that direction. This way, if they wanted to use, say, their own trains, a crate train that they've built, they can bring in their goods and services to be able to sell into the city. So. Same. I think we're good on the return lines. I don't think they are too much hindrance. No, they're not good. Okay, yeah, they'll line up nicely with alongside here. Now we're going to have to build another bridge here for a return section. Unless we tie it back into this. Which, if I remember correctly, I think that's the plan, is it was going to come back into this section here and continue on to the city, and this route right here was actually going to end. So, yeah, what do I have that I can place there? Neural. Let's see here, what? Dusty decorations may not have wallpaper, burnout. Let's see here. I know they offer in different slabs. Great cushion, no. Well, okay, so no. None of them won't work. Path and pavings, maybe. They have a nice selection of slabs too. So I wonder if they have a gravel slab. Don't look like it. So do we have one close to it? Says end of site. This end of sites are closest. Call me perfectionist, but there we go. Let's. Not too bad. No, it kind of stinks we don't have a gravel option. I gotta find a mod that adds that option, I guess. Get them to line up here. Okay, transfer to gravel. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Alright, oh, we'll continue our ballast. Alright, kinda a little spill over. I broke a node. Okay, there's a node there. So then, yeah. Alright, let's get this fixed. Add a note here. This looks like a 300. No, 120 is purple. Okay. So got the same color. There we go. Alright. Oh. One thing I have noticed though, unlike say immersive railroading, how I've been breaking blocks like this here. With immersive railroading, you do that, you're pretty much going to break your section of track. That's the one nice thing about the Minecraft transit mod is as long as you don't break your rail nodes, these these here, you're good. You can alter the terrain underneath the track, which I find is quite nice when it comes to this kind of stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and run it all the way up. Then continue to the other side. Since we're altering track, we might as well fix this section. So, go ahead and break that node. Alright, now, let's say we stop it at 40. See what this looks like real quick. Alright, then 40. Up. Yeah, that's a lot nicer incline versus this. Can you imagine that in real life going down to the dragon? It's be jolted up all of a sudden. Alright, so let's do the same thing here. Oh, break this. Should they have two tracks there? Oh, no, guess not. Okay. Alright, let's. Careful not to break the node. And same thing. Alright, then take it up. Do we had it here? Yeah, they line up. Alright, now from this one. Oh, they're not aligned. He's slightly off by one block. Oh well, ain't that noticeable. No, that's a lot nicer incline. Alright, now let's see if we can fill it in some here. We're getting close to where we gotta switch out blocks. I think that any further than yeah. It don't look too bad, I guess. Well, yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. Alright, gonna line there. See how this looks real quick. Fill in our ballast. Not too bad though. It would be nice if we had slabs or more slabs than what we currently got. Alright, spider. Do I want to do the same thing over here? Alright, this will need to be filled in. Three. Well, at least I can honestly say that this was built by hand. And with that, we'll did it. Now, another thing about this is all this will eventually be filled in with terrain, more terrain than just bleh. We'll have some nice trees and builds and that kind of stuff to fill in the empty space. Now, on the actual Greenfield map, if you take a look at their live map, they've got a nice mountain terrain sitting off where a lot of their empty space would be, which it looks really nice. Whoever done it put a lot of time and effort into it. Okay. Gotta do the same thing over here. So, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright. I swear, I get tired of having to place blocks over and over. Okay. Continue our ballast. Alright, Mr. Who else finds spiders offensive? In my personal opinion, they're the creepy crawlies can stay where the creepy crawlies stay. Is anything with 8 legs is, I'm good. Okay. Let's go ahead and fix this real quick. Do we got nodes here? Yeah, yes we do. Okay, that one is actually good. This one needs to be fixed. So let's break your node here. And let's start you. Oh, lag. There we go. A little better. Let's place that node so we get lined up here. Alright, place that node. Yep. Okay, let's start there. Make sure. Alright. Now, let's stop here at 20. Alright, break your node. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And a lot more gentler slope instead of a harsh incline. Let's do the same thing. Alright, break your node. Alright, we gotta bring this out. Alright, now stopping it at 20. Well, alright, then 20 to here. And you to you. Looky there. A lot nicer slopes. And up there. Let's see what this looks like. Then gravel ballast on the side. Though we can run gravel here, so do you want to leave that or bring it back? That ain't really noticeable. Or at least it wouldn't be going on the speed. Yeah, it wouldn't be. see. Check that. Oh, broke the node. Let's go ahead and fix that. So that's the only bad thing is you can't see the nodes. Okay, now oh, we broke it all the way up there. Well, at least that allows us to do our ballast without much hindrance. Alright, back to our ballast. Oh, what was that? Almost looks like my graphics card geeking out. Huh, that was odd. Yeah, we're gonna fix that. So let's just go ahead and break it. Careful not to break a node. continue on. Alright. This would be so much easier with World Edit. But we'll get it down a little bit at a time. Why did I just break that? That's how everything's done, a little bit at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. A little bit here, a little bit there. Alright guys, we're going ahead and end this stream for tonight. We'll pick this back up tomorrow, and I will show you what else was done. More than likely, I'm just going to continue working on the ballast. Alright guys, have a nice day.